Ad hoc payment in cash management. Welcome to my channel. In this video I will talk about ad hoc. Again, overview or business case, setup steps and practice. And also I will talk about the approval, because there are one as a common workflow for ad hoc. At the same time, it's for cash management but as a bank account transfer. So how to segregate during define the BPM workflow to make separate workflow approval for ad hoc, which is not related to bank account transfer and vice versa. So let's start. What is ad hoc payment? It's used to transfer ad hoc funds from internal bank account to an external payee bank account. Payee means suppliers. These payments are not actually tied up to any invoices or purchase orders, because as we said, it's direct payment as transfer from our internal banks to external supplier or payee bank account. Ad hoc payment may require approvals, which is to processing or like a control for any ad hoc payment made in our system. Processing the payment goes through formatting, validating or validation prior to transmission. Payment will only processed only when the ad hoc payment is reviewed and approved. As you know, once you enabled or configure the BPM approval for any process, it will not complete until it gets approved by the approvals. It's like a control before the payment is completed and the transmission is completed. It must be approved from the specific approvals. Ad hoc payment is specialized activity and access is generally limited to specific users. These features again completely different from other payment, where the separate users create payee and payment. In this case, payee creation is separated only to avoid users creating payees on the fly with the same names multiple times. Because in this case, when we see it after some time, that you have first to create payee in system. In this time you will create the payee details through cash management, not through suppliers in payables, because again it's like this payment transfer fund from internal bank to external payee. So where is this, or where we can define this payee in cash management? System already contains an approval process for even this kind of payment, where the user control internal controls like who can actually make payment and how the payment be routed for approvals where the amount exceed certain values. Again, there is BPM approval for ad hoc and for PAT bank account transfers. Based on your conditions, you can configure to require approval for ad hoc before the payment is transmitted and completed. Please note, ad hoc payment is expected to support the cases where you don't want payment to pass through regular payables channel. And generally, one-time payment, this flow is expected to be simple and efficient. So what is the business case of ad hoc? 1. Transfer fund from internal bank to external payee bank. The other one, which is support the cases where you don't want payment to pass through regular accounts payables channel, and generally one-time payment. How to set up? First of thing, you have to create the payee. Payee means a person, suppliers, employee, whatever. Because by the end you will make transfer fund from your organization internal bank to the bank of the payee. After that, you have to set up a usage rule like payment method. This payment method, it's like ad hoc payment methods that include, there are two types of cash management. Under cash management tab, there are two types of transaction in cash management, either PAT, bank account transfer, or ad hoc payment. So let's start. After that, you will create the approval. So the approvals is, there is one PPM task, bank account transfer request for actions. This the PPM workflow for our two transactions, bank account transactions, ad hoc payment, or bank account transfer, sorry, and ad hoc payment. In this case, you have to create the PPM for these tasks and include your conditions. Condition means payment amount, bank account transfer request, for example, a type like PAT, like for example ad hoc, business unit is equal like this, dates, payment date, and so on. Condition likes, as I told you, that you can include like these conditions. For example, bank account transfer request for action payload type dot get find CBAT transaction approval response result transfer type equal or is PAT. So in this case, you will indicate to or tell the system that this workflow PPM for PAT, bank account transfer, because also this is how to segregate between the approvals for PAT and ad hoc. In this case, you have to put like these conditions to tell the system that these BPM approvals only for bank account transfer. So the system will know that this will not be applied to the ad hoc payment approval. So let's get into application to do what? Create payee, check the payment methods, and start to complete the approvals. After we complete these configurations, we will go to the practice. Practice means we will create ad hoc. After we creating the ad hoc, we will check is it going for approval or not. After going approval, we will check the validated. We can make a reconcile. After reconcile, we can make a create accounting. After create accounting, we can start to void or not. So let's go into applications. So as you know that we are here in cash management, I just go to cash balances, just go to create payee. We already create one payee before. So in case of I go to manage payee, this is my manage payee. I enter name, descriptions, active or not active. After that, I included the bank account details, country, account number, currency, IBAN, holder, and all of these. PIC as Swift code, branch, blah blah blah, and is it active or not. It's without any complexity. It's very just what is the name, descriptions, and the bank account, because by the end you will transfer fund from this your internal bank to this account number. After that, I navigate to the payment methods. These payment methods through Oracle Fusion Payment. You will find manage payment methods. I adding like ad hoc payment. This one. The name, description, alias, starting from date, and under cash management you can enable this for use in cash management for payment to process transaction type, either select or specific. If you select specific, it will give you two options, either ad hoc or bank account transfer as a PAT. In case of you need to use this payment method for a specific transaction type, one of them, you can select specific and select it. Else, you can select all. validations, and if you need to enter validations and user defined validations, bills payables in case of you using bills payables for this payment method. The other one is, or the third steps is workflow. Just go to navigate to work list again and show all, just work list again, manage just administration, task administration, just enter bank account transfer request for action, bank account transfer for action. Sorry, this one. Account bank account transfer request for actions. Just in case if you need to edit, go to assignee, go to rule. By default you will find one default rule, this which is auto approve. Auto approval means that this is the default. Once you create any ad hoc payment or bank account transfers, it will be approved automatically without any approval. So what I did, I go to this default one, I click on properties and make inactive. I uncheck box of this active. After that I come here to add a new one, which is ad hoc payment, and I enter my conditions here. These conditions, what I did, instead of I put the same condition here, I show you here, bank account transfer request for action, payload type dot get fine blah 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 results is bad. I enter the same, but I entered isn't bad. That's it. In case of you need to configure bank account transfer approval, so you have to change this isn't to be is for bank account transfer as a bad. After that I select approval group. For a list builder you can select supervisory, you can select specific users, whatever's response type is required. I selected the approval group which I already configured, and I keep this by default. So again, just like a conditions, approval group, if you select, or you have to select the approval groups which you defined it here, and keep this like this. And after that you try to validate to check everything is completed successfully without any error message here. After that you have to save and commit task. Before also commit task, there is one configuration here. Just click on configurations to complete task immediately when participant choose approval or reject. You have to select all. Again, if I select edit, go to configurations, you have come here to select enabled these two check boxes for complete tasks. Again, you can also allow initiator to add participant. You can allow participant to edit future participant. You can also allow participant to route task to other participant. This is also you can depends on your requirement. After that, again commit and okay. So this is the approval setup configuration of ad hoc payment and account PAT as a bank account transfer. So that's it. Again, you can go to cash management and cash balances. You can start to create ad hoc payment to make a transfer either from your internal bank account to the payee, which is you already defined before. What is a bank account or payee bank account? What is the amount? I can select, for example, 5,000. You can select offset account. So this is the cash account of your internal bank account, and this is the offset account. So I will select, for example, office furniture. Are you going to select settle transactions through payment? It's also up to you. But in this case, you have to not select settle through payment, because again, this will be only in cash management. It will not go through path payables modules. After that, you just select submit. Application, do you want to continue? Yes. Once you completed, you have go to manage ad hoc payment. You will find what? Pending approval. These are our one. Why? Because we configured the approval for ad hoc payment. Just refresh, it will not get anything. Just I am going to my approvals work list. You will find what? Still not appearing here, so I will again go to cash balances and manage ad hoc, still pending approvals. I just wait sometimes until it showing here in the work list, because I already put my username here. It's showing here. There is one ad hoc payment for approvals. Once you click it, you have either reject, approve, and I think request more information, withdraw. It's like any approval, PPM approval workflow. Ad hoc payment amount, so I can approve. Once you approve it, you can enter any comment, submit. That's it. Just come back to ad hoc payment to check the manage ad hoc payment. You will start it created. Now pending approval, approved, still pending process as created. You cannot take any actions, because after some time you will find if payment status is formatted and created. Just try to refresh. Now it's completed. Okay, I will done. Let me refresh. Cash balances, and now it's completed and formatted. So this is the configuration of the setup ad hoc payment, how to make, how to approve, how it's now status changed from pending approval to completed and formatted. After that, you have to make, in case of you need to check the accounting entries, just let's come back. This is we completed. After that, again, if you need separate, so you have to select approval group for this. Is there any sequence that can be assigned to the ad hoc payment? No. There is one enhancement request raised by these numbers to make ad hoc payment sequence numbers. Again, also, as you know, that the document sequence cannot be enabled for cash management. It's only enabled for account payables, account receivables, has been given as a module to enforce document sequencing. Ad hoc payment approval for cash management. How to reverse ad hoc payment. Currently, the users can use two different methods to taking ad hoc payment reverse. Either create ad hoc payment reverse accounting in cash management, which is initial payment reverse accounting by changing accounting code combinations using manage ad hoc payments, or through create credit memo in payables with reverse accounting and take refund from payments. When does the accounting for ad hoc payments take place? First of thing, you have to make a reconcile for these external transactions. After that, you can create accounting through cash management. So once create accounting process is submitted, the accounting will be generated through external transactions. Because these, like ad hoc, means external transactions, because it's not related to any subledger modules like payables and receivables. Also, any gain or loss calculation to do different currencies is handled by subledger accounting during create accounting of cash management. So let's come back to so now I can go to what? Go to manual reconciliation. Through these manual reconciliations, I can manual reconciliation between these external transactions, which is ad hoc payment, and our bank account statement. Just I click to search. You will find here the left side bank account, bank statement lines, and here is our transactions. So I just sorted. I will find my transactions with is 5,000. So I can select it with our 5,000 here. So the difference is 0. So after that I can reconcile. Once it's reconciled, you can create accounting. After create accounting, you can check the external transactions. Create accounting either from schedule process or from here create accounting of cash management and ledger, specific ledger, and the process you can select external transactions, because ad hoc means external transactions. Yes, submit. Wait until it's completed successfully through monitor process. Once it's completed, succeeded, so you can navigate to the manage external transactions to check these ad hoc payment and check the accounting, and also you can try to void after it, but before void you have to first unreconciled, then you can void it, like AB payment or AR receipt. This is sub processes that post some ledger journal entries and cash management execution report will be also as a sub process to show you if there are any issues or error. Anyway, I just go to cash bank statement. I will go to external transaction, manage transactions, origin. There is ad hoc payment. Search. You will find this one, our 5,000. Go to here. You can click view accounting, which is debit and credit based on debit and the credit, which is. But here the accounting is not open in GL, because of that the status ends with warning. But accounting entry is completed normally in subledger as a cash management. Once you open April in GL, you can transfer it to GL. What else you can do it here? You can void, but void means you have to unreconcile the first. For example, if I click on this one, unreconciled, so I can void it. Void means as a reverse, because as I told you, there are two types, either void it from here or just edit and change the accounting type, or through payables to make a credit memo and refund payment type. I think that's all of ad hoc payment. Thanks for watching. Good luck.